Welcome to the Panic Button. I'm Nina.
I'm Jessie.
Today we're reacting to Celebrity Big Brother, Jojo Siwa, and Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke said something that would be considered homophobic, queerphobic, transphobic, and
I give a fuck because
it's going viral.
And I care about Mickey Rourke and or Jojo Siwa because...
Why do you care about it? Well, you don't care about it.
Why should they care about it?
Why should they care about it? Because it's probably funny. Mickey upsets Jojo with his comments in the garden.
LOL.
In the garden.
Yeah, where's the
Where's the what?
Where's the singer?
Here. Come on, let's go on a journey.
So do you like girls or boys?
Me? Girls.
I know, I can tell.
My partner is non-binary. That's the vape smoke room.
Hold up. If your partner is non-binary, by leftist logic, if your partner is non-binary and you're a lesbian, wouldn't that technically make you a pansexual?
You were asking me this last night. It shows more about how Jojo Siwa thinks than it does about how her girlfriend thinks.
Well, by her dating her girlfriend, it actually changed her sexuality from lesbian to pansexual.
I think it shows more about Jojo Siwa's stance. That
Yeah.
Jojo Siwa doesn't actually see trans people as trans people or non-binary. Jojo Siwa doesn't believe that a trans woman is a woman based on this. Jojo Siwa is actually exposing that she doesn't believe in trans people with this. Because if Jojo Siwa believed a trans woman was a woman, Jojo Siwa would be... You understand what I'm saying?
She's saying, I like girls, but I'm dating someone who doesn't identify as a girl, so...
Then, therefore, this person is not non-binary, but is a female.
Ah!
And Jojo Siwa sees people as their biological sex, not their gender identity.
Just based on what you just said there.
Just based on that. And
Gotcha.
I know from personal experience, because me and someone close to me have also dated people who identify as non-binary. And we never changed our sexualities. They all had vaginas.
Yeah.
And that person stayed straight, and I stayed a lesbian. Therefore, we're not being assholes. Like, with what we're saying, we're not trying to be assholes, but it's still within our sexuality. And therefore, we don't see them as their chosen gender. We see them as their birth gender.
Wait, but if Jojo Siwa was dating someone who identifies as a they, them, then wouldn't she be polyamorous as well? Wouldn't she be in a polyamorous relationship and pansexual because she's dating multiple people?
No.
A person who identifies as multiple people.
No.
No?
No. Because if someone has, it's not MPD anymore, what do they call it? Shit. DID. If someone has dissociative identity disorder and they're married and they only have sex with their married spouse, are they now in a polyamorous relationship?
It depends on your belief system, I guess.
But physically speaking, no, because
If we're talking about reality?
one body has sex with one body.
So reality.
Yes.
In reality.
No. In reality, no. That's why I was like, no. Stop it. You're giving them too many. Because then they're going to ask for like a fucking tax credit for each of their fucking personalities. Like, they're going to ask for reparations for each of their personalities.
I wouldn't be surprised if they actually did go that far.
I'm just saying.
At this point.
Just think, in 4 days, we'll never see each other again.
4 days?
Nah, babe.
I'm trying to last 4 days. If I stay longer than 4 days, you won't be gay anymore.
I can guarantee I will still be gay and I will still be in a very happy relationship.
I'll tie you up.
I can promise you that won't happen. I dare you to try. You'll be the one tied up.
You're an actor?
No, I do TV stuff though. I
you
do
told
do
me, yeah.
TV shows.
That was a very weird thing to say, dude.
That was aggressive as fuck.
I mean, I know he's been on a lot of drugs.
What a weird...
Yeah, man, a lot of drugs and shit, but that's
very rapey.
Ooh, so rapey.
Very rapey.
Holy shit, dude.
And you can cut that and leave that in the like uncensored version, but like that is like exactly the tone I got. What tone did you get, audience? Please leave it in the comments below what you would say to that.
That's like old man joking to women kind of thing.
No, not joking. That's not a joke. That's terrifying. I'm never here to defend Jojo Siwa. And like, obviously obviously she's not going to be able to tie him up. But I don't know what else you'd say. What else would you say? I would
If
leave.
he said that,
I would leave. I mean, that's me. I'd be like, I'm leaving.
I'd probably say, before you got your
I'd
chance,
sleep
I'd probably put a bullet in your head, sir.
I'd be like, I always have a knife. Try me.
Or you could just call him out for what it is. Why would you say something like that?
Whoa.
What do you mean by that? Why don't you just ask him questions? Why would you say what? What do you mean by that exactly? Are you trying to say that in the middle of the night you're going to come in and rape me?
Right.
And all of a sudden I'm going to turn straight?
Or at least be
Well,
bisexual now because you decided to take my sexuality into your hands.
Yeah, it's a little rapey.
Stuff though.
Oh,
I
you
do
told
do
me, yeah.
TV shows. I do a bit of presenting now. Maybe one day.
Maybe. It all depends.
I know. It's completely different.
Have you seen Mickey Rourke before he looked like this? No? Holy shit. Let me show you. Let me show you what the drugs and the alcohol do to your face.
Did that also make him rapey?
I think he's always been kind of a weird dude, but let me show you what he looked like as a young fella. Because he used to be considered like a stud.
He still looks like he's going to rape you.
Did you see the face, how the face has changed?
Yeah, it's probably also plastic surgery.
Yeah, I mean, the lips for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But he used to be what they would call in the 90s as a hunk.
Completely different industry to what it was back when you were doing it. And then you had all the strikes, didn't you?
Yeah,
Not long ago,
yeah.
I bet that, yeah.
It was a long one.
No. What was your opinions on that?
2 years of COVID, and then a 7-month actor strike. I had to borrow $500,000 from the bank to get by and pay bills off.
Yeah.
Everybody in those picket lines is an out-of-work actor.
Yeah.
Well, there would be the flavor of the month actors show up to just say how great I am. You know, I'm at the picket line with all the poor people that will never get a job.
So funny.
You are funny.
Aren't I wonderful?
Hey, bud.
Thank you, love. Hey, good.
Yeah.
We all vote each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually. I'm gonna vote the lesbian out real quick.
Jojo.
That's homophobic.
Eh?
So that's homophobic if that was your reasoning.
Have you got any valid? You got anyone you want to vote out? Well, no, we actually can't.
No, you
discuss
can't.
This.
No,
we
you
can't
can't.
discuss this.
You
This is
can't.
The
undiscussable.
lesbian I'm gonna vote out.
No, you can't do that, Mickey.
You also can't say that.
No, we can't.
Which JoJo's real? JoJo.
Well, you can say whatever you want. It's just, it's not homophobic to say I'll vote the lesbian out. Like,
Well,
I mean, he hates lesbians.
no,
it's like-
she what she said is not inherently wrong. Also, I'd be on guard after all that too. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
yeah.
But if your reason for voting me out is because I'm a lesbian, that is inherently homophobic.
That would be, yeah.
That's what she said. That's exactly what she said. But she didn't say inherently.
Is he voting her? Does he want to vote her out because she's a lesbian or because he doesn't
Well,
like her?
he didn't say that, but she did specify that if you're voting me out because I'm a lesbian,
Yeah.
then it's homophobic. She did say it. Roll it
Gotcha.
back if you need, but she did specify.
Okay.
I'm not usually Team Jojo. I just want to point that out.
yeah.
I usually hate Jojo Siwa, but right now I can at least I would be like,
I gotcha.
I'd be backing her. If we were at a bar, I'd be like, we got to go help that chick out. She needs women around her right now.
Wait, but if she's the type of woman who says that like trans women should be in women's sports, then she also believes that women are just as strong as men. So why does she need our help?
I'm saying if we were in a bar, no contact,
And you didn't know her.
didn't know her,
Okay,
you just
gotcha.
heard some guy say that to her,
I get you.
then we would. You can't tell me that if we only heard this conversation isolated, we wouldn't be like, that chick needs help. Like,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
I follow. I follow what you
I hope you understand.
I follow what
I would
you're
I would let you decide. That you'd be like, oh, she likes trannies. I'd be like, she's gonna die from Mickey Rourke's dick. What do you mean? He's gonna tie her up. He said it. He said it out loud in front of everyone. I don't care who you don't like. At that point,
He's going after
It's
the
a
lesbian
woman.
pretty hard there.
yeah, it's a woman. A man just threatened to tie up a woman. I'm going to defend that woman.
Okay, I got you. I feel you.
I'm
There
sorry.
are different ways you can look at this. I get it.
And I don't really like JoJo at all. But if I were to not know her, I would be like, who the fuck are you talking to, dude? It's wild. I can't believe he's saying this shit.
Well, that's an old school dude. Saying some
Old school.
Right.
Which JoJo's real? JoJo, right?
Yeah, Jojo.
JoJo.
Lovely lady.
Is she?
Lovely girl, yeah.
Yeah.
She's a good lad.
Appreciate ya.
She's what I'd call some woman.
I need a fag. Not talking to you. I need Need a fag.
Mickey, you can't say that, Mickey.
One breath at a time, troops. One breath at
There's a couple things here.
Yes, he's referring to a cigarette.
Yes. Also, though, you can say fag. Okay. Here's the thing. If they can reintegrate queer into
I know so
our
many
vernacular and change the definition to not be a slur, but to be like an identity, then what's the problem with fag? Well, why are you allowed to take a slur that was used on people like us as something bad and turn it into something beautiful and good, and yet fag is still a slur? Like, what if gay guys reclaim fag and it's something beautiful and wonderful and it's not a slur anymore? Then you can say fag, you can say dyke. It's the picking and choosing of the
vernacular.
The woke people. It's like you don't get to decide what slurs are now beautiful and what slurs are still bad. That's not fair. I was born before you. We know the history. We know like what the words were used for, and now you're like, no, now it's not a slur. It's like we can do the N word next. What you doing?
I've known both gays that hate it, and I know gays that try to embrace it.
Yeah.
And so I think, like, yes, he's obviously using it as
he is
using it as a slur. He's not using it in a like
he's antagonizing her.
Right. Because if I have a gay friend and we have clearly no hate towards the word and we say it back and forth to each other, we're not hurting anyone. We are the word. Who gives a fuck, right?
Yeah.
But if some dude just trying to tie you up and change your sexuality and then he says fag at you, that's hate. That's a hate.
He's trying to be funny, but he's antagonizing. Which I mean is part of the show. Maybe he's just playing into the character, or maybe that's who he really is.
It's a bad representation.
I know him from Harley Davidson, the Marlboro Man, and that's a
he was on Masked Singer,
a biker movie, and you know I'm a biker, so get close to home. You know, Mickey Rourke starts acting like an asshat. It's like just
yeah. I'm sure he gets voted off.
I bet.
time.
You're on your own. You can't say that, Mickey.
I know, but I was talking about a cigarette.
I know you. I know. Yeah, I know.
See you boys in a
See you in a bit, mate.
Yeah.
Hope you find that cigarette.
Yeah, me too.
He's just from a different planet, bless him.
This is Big Brother. Would Mickey come to the diary room?
It's crazy to me that's still like.
Are they allowed to smoke out there?
That's their smoking room, yeah.
Do you notice how they're not showing anyone smoking? They're not showing the cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, are we just supposed to pretend that's not happening?
I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
They called it, hang on.
Yeah.
They call it the smoke/vape room, which like, number one, if I was on Celebrity Big Brother, I'd be in the middle of the house just.
It looks like it's outside, so
yeah.
Wouldn't that just be outside?
I'm sure it's an enclosed room with a giant skylight.
Looks like there's no roof.
It's probably a giant skylight.
Oh, that's giant.
They have all this money. What are they going to do? Oh, no.
Exists.
Everyone keeps, it's old-fashioned, blah, blah. You can't justify it because it's not right. You can't try and justify things which just aren't right. There's no point of sitting here and going, it's like if it's someone's age. So like, that's not a thing anymore.
But what I felt when you were over there was like.
Hold on. So he's old, right? What if he has some sort of like dementia, Alzheimer's that's like gradually creeping into his brain? Obviously, they're going to say crazy stuff, right? That's still a thing. You can't be like, I don't care if you have Alzheimer's and you can't hold your tongue because your brain doesn't function.
I do think at that point you shouldn't be on Celebrity Big Brother. I mean,
yes.
Do you see Wendy Williams going on there?
But right, I get what you're saying. Actually, she's being held hostage right now. But
save Wendy.
This guy who is like, you can't just say stuff like that, you know, even if you're old, it's not a thing anymore. Yes, it is a thing. Old people say crazy shit, just like kids say the darndest things. So do old people. Old people with Alzheimer's, dementia, or whatever else is going on in their brain.
Well, he's not saying that like this guy.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm just trying to make my point.
I understand your point, but at the same time, you really shouldn't say stuff like this. I don't care.
Agreed.
I don't care. Like, because here's the thing: I don't care how much dementia or Alzheimer's is in your brain. If you're telling me you're gonna tie me up and change my sexuality, because that's what he said,
Old people home.
you should be under supervision 24/7 because you still have a weapon you can use against me, and you still have strength. Clearly, he's so much bigger than JoJo.
He's pretty big, yeah.
And so
He used to be a boxer too.
even though he's older, he could still, especially with me.
Yes.
I'm not JoJo, but if I were to put myself in her shoes, I would also be very on guard, and I'd be like, you can't say shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't say you're
Just like I said, I went to
tie me up
7-Eleven in
change
Buffalo
my
Bill.
sexuality.
I told you all about my 7-Eleven Buffalo Bill experience.
Yes, yeah.
Comment if you want that in a like members only video. But like, and that wasn't even close to this.
Eh.
And I think that guy should be hospitalized. But like,
Amen, hallelujah.
women don't have the strength to take on men, even when they're older. Like ancient.
I know. And that's the problem with the woke ideology.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think as women, we know better.
Yes.
We know better.
And that's why JoJo got on the defense, because at the end of the day, JoJo knows JoJo can't take Mickey Rourke in a fight.
Right. Even though her belief system doesn't actually match up with reality.
That's why she's tried to act like she could.
Mm-hmm.
But
she
no,
actually
she can't.
can't. Yeah.
Had my back. And to be honest, we've known each other less than 24 hours. You have no reason to have my back.
Because there's right and wrong, though, isn't there?
But it's between right and wrong, and that meant a lot. So
Yeah, it's not about having your back. It's
Thank
like,
you. Yeah.
there's right and then there's wrong.
Yeah.
You're right, though. Not too bad, but come on. Wait. You're getting upset, aren't you? Have a little cry. Crying is my favourite therapy in the world.
Well,
Come on.
Is she really crying? She's like, really crying?
She's like, I've known you less than 24 hours. Would you hold me?
Hold me. This is someone who's never dealt with gay bullying before, because this is just another.
I don't know. Have you ever seen? I think if anyone has dealt with bullying, Jojo Siwa has. Because all I know
What,
is
to her face? Highly
no.
doubtful.
Have you ever seen the Dance Mom clips of that lady, whoever ran the Dance Mom thing? She would yell at JoJo all the time. There's compilation videos of JoJo Siwa as like a fucking 5-year-old getting yelled at hardcore online.
So, if you're going to be on a show, and you know the people who are going to be on the show with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You should do a little research beforehand. I mean, the directors and the producers must have done research. They know the type of guy Mickey is, right? So, if you're going into this situation and someone's saying rapey stuff and they're, being an asshole and being homophobic, well, you have to have kind of a hard exterior. And you got to kind of throw it back at him. And if the guys around you are tiptoeing through the tulips when it comes to what Mickey is saying, well, they're not really great guys either. Because if someone said that in my presence to someone that I didn't know, but I knew was a lesbian, I would be having some harsh words immediately. These guys around them are like, oh, you shouldn't say that, Mickey. It's like, are you a feminized man or are you a man? Because a man would have said, don't you ever fucking say that in my presence.
Enough of that.
That's enough.
Yeah. Like I said,
you stand up. You don't act like a fucking pussy and say, don't say that. Oh, do you need a hug, Jojo? Let me give you a hug. I didn't stand up for you, really.
Oh, he did say,
give me a hug.
He didn't say I didn't really stand up for you.
Don't say that. That's what the fuck are you doing?
Well, like I said, 10 minutes ago in this video,
yeah,
I would have already been in between the two of them.
You're more of a man than those men are.
Remember when I told you chivalry is not dead, it's a lesbian?
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, men aren't men, lesbians are, basically. And not in the trans way. It's just like the ballsy way.
Yes.
Yeah. I would have already been assembling the women and being form a wall. and walk her out of the building.
The women in the room didn't even say anything.
No.
So, wait, aren't you all supposed to be allies? What happened to that? I guess that turns off really quickly when a man comes in the room and says some crazy shit, eh?
I will agree that Jojo Siwa is not used to gay bullying, but I would say Jojo Siwa is used to bullying. What was it? Abby something, I think was her name.
If you're going to be a gay woman in this world, you better get a hard exterior. Because trans women and regular men are going to walk all over your ass.
Clearly.
And the gay men won't step in and do shite.
Go cry to your non-binary they friend.
What some gay men would. I don't know. When it comes to English guys, I never know if they're gay or straight, honestly. So these guys could be straight. But God, the feminization of men has absolutely ruined the world.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Yeah. It really has. Back in the day, men would have stood up.
Well, maybe not for the gay part, but for a woman.
Not for the gay, but for a woman.
Snuggling. It's a clean t-shirt as well. Now have a good cry, because that's you getting a bit of your anger and frustration out as well. You're such a cool dude. We love you.
I dropped my ring.
Do you want some help?
No, it's you can't move the couch. I'm whacking it with a spatula. Okay, I just need something a little bit longer.
But you've seen it. You've seen where it is.
I got clear visual on it.
Thank you. Sorry.
You got your slippers.
I want to apologize.
Thank you.
I just got a bad habit of having a short fuse. And I don't mean that by it.
I appreciate your apology.
Okay, I do mean it.
I appreciate your apology,
If I didn't, I wouldn't say it to you.
I know.
Okay.
I appreciate the apology, and I hope you enjoy your slippers,
Thank you.
eh?
See, he's just an old dude who can't bite his tongue and says dumb shit.
Yeah, but like
He's been this way his whole life, by the way.
there's a line in which like you know like
I'm not making excuses.
No, but there's a line of like shit that's like, okay, you're just bad at telling jokes.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's, okay, you're a little too creepy for me.
Yeah.
Because there's like I've had bad jokes. You've heard so many of them.
Yes.
And they just don't work. And it's not like,
But some are really funny.
but it's not because I want to rape you. It's because I'm trying to make you laugh.
Yeah.
That was not making you laugh. That was something to attack someone. It was a short fuse issue, yes.
Yeah.
But you can't say shit like that. I don't care how old you are. I don't think it was ever right at any point to say you'd tie someone up and change their sexuality.
Right.
Yes. And I think that's the moral of the story.
That's the moral of the story. Is Mickey Rourke is a crazy man. Saying rapey shit whenever he can.
Oh my God.
So what did you guys think? What is your opinion? I mean, there are different ways that you could look at this. But what was your opinion? How did you feel about this? Like and subscribe. We had to censor a little bit of this. So join our memberships for uncensored content. And we will see you in the next one. Have a lovely day.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you, 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 you. Love you, 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 you. Love you, 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 you. Love you, 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 you. Love you, 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 you. Love you, 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 you.